Section 4.3, last two problems, numbers 8 and 9. Number 8 says, there are 14 qualified applicants for 3 trainee positions in a fast food management program. How many different groups of trainees can there be selected? There's nothing in this problem about order. Nothing about arrangements. I don't care about the order, so I'm going to use combinations. So what I want to count is the number of combinations of, okay, there's 14, and I want just how many ways can I choose 3 of them? Now, I could use that notation. I could use this notation, combination of 14, choose 3. I could use a calculator notation, 14, choose 3, or I could use this notation, 14, choose 3. I'll use this one right here, since it's right in front of me. All right, so here's how this goes. It's the total number that you have factorial. I got 14 factorial in the top. Now in the bottom, the way I remember it, it's the number that I want to choose. All right, that's 3. So I get 3 factorial times the number that I don't want. Well, I got 14 altogether. If I want 3, then I don't want 14 minus 3 factorial. This gives us 14 factorial over 3 factorial times 14 minus 3 is 11 factorial. And I can write that 14. This always works, where the top number you can always break down to get to one of the bottoms. So I'm going to write this like 14 times 13 times 12 times 11, but I got 11 factorial now, over, I got an 11 factorial here, and 3 factorial I can write as 3 times 2. Then the 11 factorials cancel, and now I can cancel some other things here too, right? We can cancel, well, how about this? 2 will go into 14 7 times, 3 will go into 12 4 times, so now I'm left with this, 7 times 13 times 4. And that gives me 364. All right, so that's what I would put over here in my answer block, 364. Now, we did that one by hand. We may not always want to do that. So how would you do this on your calculator? Here's what you would do. And for the calculator, we're going to use this notation right here. All right, so you type in 14. All right, type in 14, press the math key. All right, so you press math over there in the left column. You arrow over to PRB. That gives you probability. And then you select item number, it's 3. Do you see it? It's item number 3. It says NCR. All right, so you choose that one. You choose item number 3. So what you're looking at on your calculator now is you've got 14 NCR. Now, what do you want? You want it to be a 3. So just type in 3 and press enter. And sure enough, that 364 comes up. So we did it properly by hand. Now on to the last problem here, number 9. The qualified applicant pool for 5 management trainee position consists of 6 women and 4 men. Okay, let me get this here. All right, so I just want to see. I've got 6 women, 4 men. I just like to draw these boxes so I can see what's going on. How many different groups, this is part A, how many different groups of applicants can be selected for the positions? Okay, so there's nothing about arrangement, so this is going to be combinations. We have 5 positions, and we've got what, 6 women, 4 men. So I think for part A, we're going to have, all right, out of 10 people, 6 women, 4 men, we want to choose 5 of them. All right, my calculator is going to do it this way. I'm going to put in 10. I'm going to go to math, arrow over to PRB. I'm going to select item number 3, which is NCR, and then I'm going to type in 5. So my display now shows this, 10 NCR 5. Press enter. I got 252. So my calculator is showing 252. So I will enter that into this block up here. 252. Part B says, how many different groups of trainees would consist entirely of women? Now, here's how I do these problems. This is entirely of women, all right? So we have 5 positions, and we want all 5 to be women. So I'm going to look at it this way. In fact, I'm going to erase this stuff here so I have some room. Here's what I would like to have. I want to make this count right here. Let me do it in a different color here. I have to choose 6 women. From 6 women, I can choose 5. Now, what about the men? I know we're just trying to choose the women, but when I do these problems, I like to have everything accounted for. There's women in the group, there's men in the group. So I'm going to count for the women and the men. There's 6 women from which to choose. I'm going to choose 5. There's 4 men, and I want 0. I want 0 of them. Now I've got everything accounted for. So this one I know is a 1. All right, so really, I just need to compute this one right here. All right, so on your, well, it's probably faster just to do it by hand. So it's going to be what? 6 factorial over, now the number that you want, 5 factorial, times 6 minus 5. Right, if I write everything out, factorial. This is 6 factorial over 5 factorial times, well, 6 minus 5 is a 1. 1 factorial times that one right there. All right, so it's essentially 6 factorial over 5 factorial. Now, break it down. 6 factorial on top. 6 times 5 factorial over 5 factorial. Those cancel. There are 6 ways to do that. So I'm going to write the 6 right in here. Now, part C says, if the applicants are equally qualified, blah, 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 drawing at random, okay, everything's likely. What is the probability that the trainee class will consist entirely of women? Well, there's 6 ways you can do that, and there's six ways of getting just entirely women, and there's 252 ways to get the groups. So this number here is going to be 6 over 252, and my calculator shows that to be 0.023809, and it says what? Round to 4 decimal places. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, how about 0.238? All right, so 0.0238, and 4.3 is done.